Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 964th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a cracking battle I've got for you today. During this battle, you're going to see the Spartans make a last stand. Be interesting to see if they hold against the force that's going to come against them there. If you notice, this map is very undulating. This is one of our favourite maps that we play on. But it is very undulating, so tactical ground movement is incredibly important on this map, as you will see. Or you've got the woods where you can hide your troops and spring those nasty ambushes onto enemy troops. So as I say, it's one of our more popular maps, custom maps this is, and it should be an interesting battle for you to watch. And as I say, tactical ground movement, very, very important. Okay, our first teammate is someone who's called himself Chinny Poo, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now he's got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry, but he's got some unusual upgrades on his infantry. You'll see that some of his infantry have just got 5 upgrades on. I'm guessing maybe gold attack, silver defense there, as we know Scorpion King is very aggressive. Others of his units have just got 3 upgrades on, which I'm thinking is gold defense, which may be part of his pilot shield units there. But if you look at other upgrades on his units, you will see that some of his upgrades there are 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. So he's certainly got mixed upgrades through his infantry. There you are, another unit with 7 upgrades on and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. A quick look at his cavalry. I'm thinking probably just 7. Yeah, just 7 upgrades there, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So that's an interesting army build there of Scorpion King SR. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member of Fesen. Now Fesen's bought the Carthage faction, his faction of choice, and he has got 16 sacred band spearmen and 3 skirmishers. Okay, 16 sacred band spearmen and 3 skirmishers. As I say, this is his faction of choice, and he's got very good with them. But if you notice, no cavalry. He never brings any cavalry to in his Carthage army there. Okay, our next teammate is H07 Puke, but is in fact Luke. A lot of you will know Luke, an RTW player. H07 is his medieval Total War 2 tags, and he has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. The bog standard 31k Roman army that has been the bog standard 31k Roman army for many, many years. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, that I've bought a very old Spartan army, okay, of 13 Spartans. Okay, but what I've done with this army is a bit unusual. As we know, Spartans are really good with just gold shield, gold attack. But what I've done is I've compromised with a gold shield, gold attack, and I've lessened that a little bit to give me some extra money to put a veteran stripe on the Spartans, on some of the Spartans. Okay, so some of the Spartans in my army have got a veteran stripe on. Well, remember that a veteran army will fight a lot better and last a lot longer than a new army. Say, you know, gold shield, gold attack, that's kind of like just out of training camp really, isn't it? But you put a veteran stripe on, which shows they've been through lots of battles, they're going to last a lot longer. So as I say, I've compromised on the gold shield, gold attack part of some of the units in my army to give me extra money to put a veteran stripe on some of my units. Now the reason I'm telling you this is because later on in the battle that could really be relevant. Okay, so there you are, that's my old school Spartan army there. Be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. And here is the other thing. We have Brotherhood member Sultan Adnan. Now he has got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Notice that battle formation there. Unusual maybe battle formation there. And he's got his general, of course, at the back of the battle formation there to protect him, to keep the general morale bonus going. But here is an unusual cavalry formation there. Kind of like a cross kind of thing, I suppose. A very unusual cavalry battle formation there. So it'd be interesting to see how he uses that army during the course of the battle. Okay, their next teammate is GoTW Beatch, who's bought the Parthian faction. Now he has got 6 cataphracts, 4 camel cataphracts and 2 infantry. Okay. if you look here, you'll see his, oh my gosh, his cataphracts here are fully upgraded. 9 upgrades, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now, if I remember correctly, that gives them a massive 29 defense. Yes, 29 defense, if I remember correctly. Fully upgraded cataphracts. There you are, look. All his cataphracts here, both camel and cavalry cataphracts, are all maximum upgraded. Now, what I would suggest here, maybe it's unusual to bring camels to a non-desert battlefield, because of course there's no desert bonus that they would get if they were fighting in the desert, but they do bring, I think it's a fear factor to enemy cavalry, if I remember correctly. So he's got 4 camels there, and let's say 6 cataphracts and 2 Eastern infantry. Now, the Eastern infantry here, people used to call the pajama people years ago, because it looked to people like they just got out of bed with their pajamas on, grabbed their spear and shield and went into battle. But to be honest, on a more serious note, no matter what upgrades you put on this infantry, they are really poor infantry. That's why we give Parthia a 10 cavalry max in our games, because their strength is their cavalry. So that's why Parthia's got 10 cavalry max in our games there. Okay, our next teammate is a GoTW Romex. Romex bought the Pontus faction. Now he's got 13 pikes and 6 chariots. 13 pikes, 6 chariots. Quick look at his battle formation. You'll see that his forward units are just gold shield, gold attack, because he knows they're going to be the ones going to take the casualties, make first contact with the enemy. So no matter what upgrades he puts on them, he knows they're going to take lots of casualties. So that's why he's only spent gold shield, gold attack money on the forward units. If you look at the rest of the units of his battle formation, if I remember correctly, I think they're all 8. Yep, 2 veteran stripes, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack for the rest of his pike units there. There you go. You can see that. So, as I say, mixed upgrades through his battle formation, but the forward units there, he's only spent a bit of money on because he knows they're going to take a lot of casualties there. Just look at the length of those pikes. I know we've done this loads of times in our battle videos, but look at the length of those pikes that our men are going to have to fight down to kill the man on the other end. And then we move to the infamous chariots there. Big attacking specification, massive fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them, making them more susceptible to routing. But if these chariots run amok, they start killing friend and foe alike, and then you'll become very unpopular with your teammates when an amok chariot starts killing your teammates' troops there. Okay, so I always say, if you're not confident and competent with chariots, you really need to think about whether you want to bring them or not, because they can be a real double-edged sword. So it'd be interesting to see how well Romex handles the chariots during the course of the battle. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu, who's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. So there's the enemy team. As I say, it's got the potential to be an absolute cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, we're going to have a cavalry count, because this is going to be extremely relevant to the battle. So as you can see, my Spartan army there, no cavalry from me. Okay, if you move over a little bit here, we'll see Luke's army, and of course he's got 6 cavalry. So that's 6 cavalry for us so far. Okay, obviously his cavalry hiding in the woods there. And then we're going to try and find our Carthage ally there, Fesen. And as we know, Fesen's got no cavalry either. Okay, so for me and Fesen, we've got no cavalry. So we've got Luke's 6 cavalry so far. And then we're going to try and find Scorpion King's army, wherever that is, here on this rather confusing map sometimes. And the Scorpion King's got 6 cavalry as well. So Luke and Scorpion King's cavalry, 6 each. So we got 12 cavalry between us. Okay, so we got 12 cavalry between us. 6 cavalry for Luke, 6 cavalry for Scorpion King. So as I say, a 12 total for us. Okay, so we're going to have a look here at Mantu's got 6 cavalry. Okay, Romex has got 6 chariots. Okay, so that's 6 chariots, 6 cavalry, and then they've got 10 cavalry there. Okay, so that's 10 cavalry so far there. That's 10 cavalry there, and then we've got Sultan's cavalry as well. So they have got 28 mixture of chariots and cavalry. Okay, so chariots and cavalry, they've got a mixture there, and they've got 28 against our 12 cavalry. Okay, so think about that. A mixture of chariots and cavalry that number 28 against our 12 cavalry. So they have got a massive advantage in this battle, and they make the most of it too. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see I'm running over from the left flank over to the right flank. Okay, so what Luke has suggested here is that Luke and Fesen both attack the Pontus general, which is GoTW Romex. Okay, so Luke there has suggested that him and Fesen attack Romex there. Okay, so that's what I think Luke and Fesen will be doing. Okay, you can see them both moving towards Romex's Pontus army there. Now, what was unusual in this battle, can you see that Scorpion King SR has taken his army all the way over to the right flank, right by the red line there, if you notice. And you can see that Mantu is actually shadowing Scorpion King here. Okay, now remember that red line is what they call the line of death. Okay, now usually if units rout, they can very often rally and come back in the battle, but if they go over the red line, then that's it, they never come back. You can see here Scorpion King and the enemy SPQR army of Mantus are looking for the higher ground. As I say, the red line there, if anything crosses a red line, even if an 80-man unit crosses that red line, there's no coming back. Okay, so that red line is the red line of death. Okay, there's no rallying, no coming back. So if Scorpion King loses units there and it crosses a red line, there's no chance of it rallying. But you know, we talked about on this map, tactical ground movement is very important because it's such an undulating ground map. You'll see here that both Mantu and Scorpion King here are trying to get onto the higher parts of the undulating ground map. Can you see here now, can you see that Mantu's moving on to one of the higher points of the undulating ground map? And if you see that Scorpion King is on one of the lower points there, can you see that? So if I was Scorpion King now, I think I'd back up, and he's going to hit that unit there, like bang, as he smashes in there with the cavalry. But I think if I was Scorpion King, I'd look to move back a little bit to get onto a bit of higher ground, just like Mantu has done. Good tactical movement there by Mantu. Okay, so as I say, Scorpion King there moving his infantry back, probably looking to get onto a higher part of the undulating ground map. Okay, so but over here you'll see what's worrying me a little bit is you've got all this Pontus cavalry here, okay, which is a lot fast moving than infantry obviously, and the chariots here of Pontus. So you've got the Parthian cavalry and the chariots of Pontus there. And what I'm thinking is if Beatch and Romex move the chariots and cavalry over there, okay, along with Mantu's SBQR infantry and cavalry, poor old Scorpion King there could be extremely isolated and could well get taken out. Okay, so watch out for the enemy team movement there, because as I say, they could well be moving towards Scorpion King there. And as I say, you can see Scorpion King is really, really isolated up against that red line of death there on the map. Now, as I say, both Luke and Fesen are heading towards the enemy Pontus general there. And as I say, I've just ran over from the other flank here, so I'm just coming there. And what I'm going to do is try and lend my weight to attacking Romex's Pontus troops there. Okay, because that is the target of what Luke has suggested here for him and Fesen. As I say, I'll lend the weight of my Spartans there to try and finish the Pontus army off if I can. Okay, but he's in a good strong position here. If you notice, he's on a higher part of the ground. Okay, don't forget here what Luke is going to do is throw loads of pilers into that Pontus army to weaken it before they even get into hand-to-hand fighting. Okay, that is what Luke will be looking to do, and our Carthage ally will be looking to hit them as well. Now, I just want you to notice the length of the Pontus pikes there. Okay, if you can make a mental note of how long those Pontus pikes are. Now, if you look at how short the Carthage spears are in comparison to the length of those Pontus pikes. You can see that Pontus got an advantage, but the specifications of Carthage allow it to punch above its weight when it comes to the 121 man units, and you will see that a little bit later on. Okay, now over here you'll see that Sultan's got his red Julii army. Obviously he want to come across to help his Pontus ally, but the last thing he wants to do is to go into that dip and then be fighting uphill out of that dip. You can see that would be a really bad tactical move for him to do that, so he won't do that. But what I'm thinking he's going to do with his red Julii army is possibly move his army into the woods there to come in behind Luke and Fesen. Just my thoughts there. That's where he may well move his army to. Okay, but over here, as I say, you can see a lot of cavalry and those chariots moving towards Scorpion King, and that is a worry for us because I can see Mantu hitting Scorpion King's army to pin and hold him, while those cavalry and chariots smash into him there. So we just have to watch and see what happens there. You can see Scorpion King, I think, can see the danger, because I remember messaging him saying, watch that Parthian cavalry on your left. And if you notice that, you'll see that he's moving back. And because we're so short of cavalry, we can't send him any support. Trying to run infantry over there, I just don't think we get there in time for what the enemy have got planned here with most of their cavalry and chariots here. And as I say, you can see Mantu here really moving towards Scorpion King's army. So as I say, what I think the enemy troops, the enemy team are planning here is to try and smash and crash Scorpion King's army and try and take him out by the side of that red line of death there. Okay, right, you can see the enemy closing in on Scorpion King now, and the chariots as well with their morale sapping abilities there. And there you are. Can you see frightened by chariots? If you see that, if you look at what they're thinking, there's the chariots. Look at what they're thinking. See the writing, frightened by chariots. So their morale has already dropped before they get into hand-to-hand fighting. Okay, meanwhile over here you'll see that Fesen has started to attack with his Carthaginian sacred band, and you can see Luke here has taken out those pajama people there, those eastern infantry. Most of them have been taken out there. They're 121 man units, so I think Luke's going to get some good kills in this battle, and now he's starting to throw pilers into the Pontus pikemen as well. So of course it'll be causing a lot of casualties to those Pontus pikemen, as well as Fesen attacking with his Carthage sacred band. Now, as we thought here, you can see Sultan's not going to go down in that dip. He's going to go into the woods behind Luke and Fesen there. You can see Luke has put a line of urbans there just in case Sultan wanted to go into that dip and attack uphill, but Sultan had no intention of doing that. But as I say, both Luke and Fesen here are looking to take out the Pontus army there. But as I say, looking at poor old Scorpion King over here, it's going to be a bit difficult, I think, for Scorpion King to hold here against that that big, massive force there of enemy troops, and especially those chariots that will be taking the morale away from his troops. So as we thought here, look, Mantu's going to attack Scorpion King's army there to pin and hold his forward units, and here comes the Parthian cavalry going to smash in there, fully upgraded with their 29 defense. Get ready for this. Bang! As they smash in the Scorpion King's army. Oh my gosh, and here comes Mantu's cavalry going to smash in there as well. Right, so you got Mantu's cavalry going to smash in there, you got the Parthian cavalry smashing in there as well. But over here you can see that Fesen was trying to send reinforcements over to Scorpion King. That's going to send those 5 Carthaginian units over, but he's just not going to get there in time. Okay, that's the disadvantage that we've got. Don't forget, they've got 28 cavalry and chariots against our 12 cavalry. We just can't get over there in time there. And you can see the Parthian generals brought a couple of cavalry units in behind Scorpion King as well, going to smash into the rear of him. But here comes Mantu's cavalry, bang! As they smash into the forward units of Scorpion King's infantry there. And there's that cavalry, a couple of cavalry units coming in behind Scorpion King, look, right into his general there, look, and bang! Routed Scorpion King's general on impact, but Scorpion King's done well. He's actually killed the Parthian general, taking a morale bonus away from the Parthians there. But here you can see that Scorpion King's army is starting to crack and rout here. Right, you can see that now. Oh my gosh, a mass rout of our ally Scorpion King's army there. Okay, so all of Scorpion King's infantry and cavalry have been taken out. And as I say, when they cross that red line, there's no coming back. There's a 25 cavalry unit there, 64 men in that unit, so that would have rallied if that was on any other part of the battlefield there. Look, 70 men in that unit was there. I mean, you can see the number of men in those units there that would have rallied if they were anywhere else on the battlefield. 64 urban cohorts there, look. But as I say, the moment they cross that red line is the line of death. There's no coming back. So at this stage of the battle, all of Scorpion King's cavalry and infantry, his whole army, has now been taken out. Okay, so that's all of Scorpion King's army has now been taken out, and all those enemy troops are now available to be brought over here to attack us. But here you can see, as I say, both Fesen and Luke attacking. Right, my Spartans have just arrived. I'm not going to put the spears down. What I'm going to do is just charge in and rely on the charge bonus here to start routing those Pontus pikemen. Watch as my Spartans hit, look, and bang as they charge in there, and those Pontus units are now routed there. They've been fighting for a long time. They were very battle damaged there, and the impact of my Spartans arriving just caused them to rout. And you can see Luke's green Bruti infantry really making inroads into those Pontus pikemen. And now I'm going to put the spears down of my Spartans and help Fesen's Carthaginians there take out what's left of GoTW Romex is Pontus army there. Okay, so you can see now that there you are. So that is now all the Pontus pikemen have now been taken out. Okay, so we've lost all the Scorpion King's cavalry and infantry, but we've managed to take out Pontus pikes, but they've still got their chariots left. I think they got 5 or 6 chariots left there, so it's not even at the moment, because as I say, the chariots with their big attacking specification and that massive fear factor they bring as well is still available. Okay, but as I say, so all the Scorpion King's cavalry and infantry, his whole army has been taken out, and we've managed to take out the Pontus pike units there. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen next. Now, over here in the woods, you can see that Sultan's Julii troops and those Pontus chariots there. Now remember that Sultan's got all his pilers. Okay, he's got the whole, his whole army is fresh and is intact, and he's got all his pilers there ready to throw into us there as well. And as I say, those 3 chariot units there, morale sapping chariot units there as well. Right, okay, so what our team has decided here is we're going to take up a defensive position here by this rock formation. There you are, look at that. You can see all those Pontus pikes and that eastern infantry there all taken out there by Fesen and Luke there. So well done to them. But now we're going to take up a defensive formation here. Now bearing in mind, don't forget, the enemy had 28 combination of cavalry and chariots against our 12 cavalry. And of course, Scorpion King's cavalry is all gone now, so all we've got is 6 cavalry, and I think they've still pretty well got their 28 mixture of chariots and cavalry left. So you can see the advantage they got. Yes, Carthage and Sparta have got anti-cavalry spearmen, but if they use their massive cavalry and chariot advantage wisely, I think they could overcome the, you know, maybe the anti-cavalry bonus that both Carthage and Sparta have got. But as I say, here you can see us taking up a defensive position, and I think we're thinking here to invite them to attack. So we'll just have to see whether they're going to do that or not. Bearing in mind they got so many cavalry and chariots, I'm not sure they'll want to attack us here on this slightly higher ground. And don't forget that rock formation behind us there stops any enemy coming up behind us, and any attack on this slope has got to come up the slope here. So as I say, you can see I positioned my Spartans there so I can move to either side of my allies there if they're under pressure. So as I say, This has got the potential to be an absolute cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, Luke suggested that we leave our defensive position here and move towards and attack Mantu. Okay, so we're now going to leave our defensive position and we are now looking to attack Mantu. Okay, just to give you a heads up on that, that's what we're looking to do here. And as you can see now, we are now moving away from our defensive position that we set up here to actually attack Mantu. If you notice here, you'll see that Luke is sending some of his cavalry over here to chase off that Parthian, those 3 units of Parthian cavalry there. I would suggest that he'd pull his cavalry back now because there's more Parthian cavalry moving over towards him there, which is what he's done. But as I say, you can see us now leaving our defensive position that we'd formed up on, and as I say, our target now is Mantu. Okay, pause the game for a second here. So as I say, you can see us moving towards Mantu, but over here on our right flank, you'll see a dangerous development there of the enemy Julii troops of Sultan and the Pontus chariots there moving towards us. Okay, so we need to be very aware of our right flank as we move towards Mantu. Okay, because that is a powerful force there moving on our right flank. Okay, because you can see that we're slowly moving forward because we don't want to run at the moment anyway, because we obviously, you know, we don't want to tire our troops out if we're going to get into combat with Mantu there. So we're just walking steadily forward there until we get a bit closer. Now, what has been suggested here is that my Spartans lead the charge into Mantu's army. Okay, so you'll see that I'm running my troops forward. But over here on our left flank, can you see the Parthian cavalry is forming up? So if you look now, we're kind of moving into a bit of a trap, because on our right flank, we've got all that Julii infantry and cavalry and Pontus chariots, and on our left flank we've got all this fully upgraded Parthian cavalry, and I see that Mantu is moving his cavalry down on our left flank as well. Okay, so as I say, it looks to me like we're moving into a bit of a trap. So here, as I say, I'm running my Spartans forward because it's been deemed by the team that I'm going to lead the attack into Mantu's infantry. But what I suspect is the moment I get close to Mantu, he's just going to pull his infantry back. And I think he's going to try and draw my Spartans away from my allies. Okay, that would be a good tactical move by Mantu, I think, if he does that. So there you are, you can see my Spartans moving forward. One of his cavalry units accidentally locks onto one of my Spartans there, loses a few cavalry. Okay, but you can see my Spartans moving forward, and as I said, Mantu can see my Spartans moving towards him, so he's already started to move back there. Okay, now let's pause the game for a second here. So as I say, I suspected right from the beginning here that Mantu won't stand and fight, because I wouldn't if I was him against Spartans. But here you can see all the Parthian cavalry looking like it's going to smash into Luke's cavalry here. Okay, so that Parthian, remember that fully upgraded Parthian cavalry with 29 defense, plus you've got Pontus chariots coming in as well here. Okay, so poor old Luke's cavalry looks in a bad way to me. I don't know what you think. He may well take his infantry over to try and support his cavalry there, but meanwhile here, as I say, the team has asked me to attack Mantu, so that's what I'm going to do with my Spartans there. But as I say, just look at that Parthian, fully upgraded Parthian cavalry, going to smash in like a bang as it smashes into Luke's cavalry, and there comes the chariots as well. Remember, chariots chop up cavalry there. You can see that Pontus chariot, so those Pontus chariot unit hitting as well. Oh my gosh. Right, so here you can see that the cataphracts here are using their effective against armor maces. Okay, and those really are effective there against heavily armored troops like Roman cavalry and infantry. Okay, so you got all those cataphracts there and camel cataphracts there. See, they're all using their effective against armor maces. You'll notice that Luke has also alt-attacked, and he is using his heavy swords there, which is very effective in melee instead of the light lance that you use to actually attack. You can see Luke bringing his infantry over here to try and help his cavalry. Okay, but as I say, me here, I'm still going for Mantu's infantry. But over here on our right flank, as we saw earlier, you've got Sultan's red Julio army coming in, and you can see that Fesen is turning his Carthaginians to face the threat of the Julio troops. But meanwhile here, if Luke's not careful, I'm looking at all the cavalry and chariots there. If Luke's not careful, his whole army is potentially at risk here. Okay, I can see some of the Bruti cavalry starting to rout. Right, here comes the cavalry and chariots going into his infantry. Look at them. Bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh. And you can see cavalry, that Julio cavalry has got in behind his Bruti cavalry there. Actually, I think Luke's cavalry is holding extremely well there. Looking at the odds against him, but oh my gosh, I think that's all his cavalry has just been taken out. Okay, and as I say, here you can see that the enemy Julii Roman troops of Sultan there are throwing pillars into Fesen's Carthaginian troops there. So he's causing casualties before they even get into hand-to-hand fighting. But as I say here, there's a strong possibility that the whole of Luke's army could be taken out here. I can see a lot of his infantry are starting to rout. All his cavalry is now routed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, right. Okay then, so all of Luke's infantry and cavalry, his entire army, has just been routed. Oh my gosh, by cavalry and chariots. You can see the numeric advantage of cavalry and chariots that the enemy have here, and that's what they've done. They've got no infantry in there at all. It's all cavalry and chariots has just taken out the whole of Luke's army, and now all those troops are available to smash in to poor old Fesen. So meanwhile up here, I'm still chasing Mantu's army here, and of course he's never going to stand and face Spartans. He's just going to back off there, drawing my Spartans away from my allies there. But I need to get over now to link up with Fesen, because make no mistake here now, you know, we've just lost Luke's army, we lost Scorpion King's army, and the odds now are really stacked against us. And that's where I need to be heading now, is my Spartans need to link up with Carthage here. Okay, you can see Fesen being very aggressive with his Sacred Band units, sending them in to those Julii units there, with a slight down slope advantage there. Can you see? But I can see a heck of a lot of dead Carthaginians there that have been killed by pillars. Okay, I can see, you see the mass dead there? They've been killed by pillars. But as Fesen's moving forward, look, he's disrupting his own battle formation here and leaving gaps that cavalry could smash into the flank or into the rear of his engaged Sacred Band unit. Right down there, let's smash into the back of those Sacred Band units. So Fesen needs to be really switched on here with his spearmen there, with those cavalry and chariots. Okay, as I say here, what I need to be doing now is to stop chasing Mantu's infantry, which he's been drawing me away from my allies, and I need to run as fast as I can there and get down and link up with my Carthage ally, because make no mistake here, Fesen is in danger of being taken out. The red Julio infantry will hold and pin him, where the cavalry and chariots will get in behind him and look for avenues to charge their cavalry in to the rear of his troops there. You can see there, oh my gosh, things not looking very good for Carthage here. See those chariots there? If you notice, the chariots are idle, they're not doing anything, but what they are doing is sapping the morale away from enemy troops. So physically, the chariots are not doing anything, just sat there idle, but they're sapping the morale of poor old Fesen's Carthaginians there. And you can see that cavalry looking to smash into the back of that one unit there. Look, you can see that one Carthage unit being pinned and held by the Julii infantry. Those Parthian cavalry going to smash into the back of that unit, make no mistake about that. And you can see all the cavalry and chariots of the enemy there ready to smash into Fesen. I just hope I can get there fast enough with my Spartans. You can see my Spartans are running as fast as I can to link up with Fesen there. Okay, you can see my Spartans running there. The enemy will be aware of that. Right, you can see that cavalry, bang, smash into the back of that unit there. It wouldn't surprise me if both those Carthage units routed. There you go. Both those Carthage units have been routed by a hammer and anvil attack. Of course, the Julii infantry being the anvil and the cavalry being the hammer there. So nice bit of teamwork there by the enemy team. So as I say here, things not looking very good here for us. And look at all this cavalry here. I mean, I made no mistake. I reckon they're going to try and take out Fesen's Sacred Band Spearmen before I can get there. They can see that I'm getting there as fast as I can, but I think they're going to try and take out Fesen's Spearmen before I get there. Okay, you can see that massive cavalry hit going in there, look, and bang, as it smashes in there. That's what they'll want to do. So you can see my Spartans are just arriving now. But make no mistake, watch out for a big cavalry hit on Fesen's. There you are, look, can you see all that cavalry coming in there? They're trying to finish Fesen off, look. You see that, all that cavalry charging in there like a bang as they smash in there. Make no mistake here, they are trying to finish Fesen off here before my Spartans can kind of link up with him properly. I've just arrived on the scene there, but look at all that cavalry there charging in. But remember, Fesen's Carthaginians have got 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on. Okay, so they got 2 veteran stripes there, which will hopefully let them hold more than just, you know, just gold shield, gold attack troops. And remember that a lot of my Spartans have got an experience stripe on as well. Right, so you can see here, there's a couple more of Fesen's Carthaginian units have been routed there. You still got this general there, which hopefully he'll hold on to, but as I say, my Spartans have just arrived now. But here you can see Mantu's SPQR infantry coming down there as well towards my troops. And unfortunately, where Fesen's fighting, we're down in the dip. If you notice there, can you see that we're in this undulating ground map? The enemy have got the higher part of the ground. Look at Mantu, look at the height of the ground that he can come in there to attack us. Oh my gosh. So things not looking very good at the moment, I don't think. As I say, my Spartans have just arrived there, and as I say, don't forget that I have got a lot of veteran stripes on several. I've got a veteran stripe on several of my Spartan units, which might prove important later on in the battle. Okay, so there you are. You can see I've basically linked up with a few of the Carthage spearmen there, and I went right over to that other side there to try and neutralize the enemy cavalry. But here you can see Mantu's purple SPQR Roman army arriving. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second to take stock of what's happening here. If you notice here, I've got to now do a lot of micromanagement with my Spartans to cover the different angles that enemy cavalry and infantry could come into us here. Okay, so I've got some units facing that way. I've got units fighting these Julii infantry here, looking to take out the Julii general if possible. But this middle lot of units there, I've got to put there to try and neutralize that SPQR Roman infantry coming in. So micromanagement of my spearmen here are going to be very, very important. And as you know, I've got a little bit older. I'm a bit slower with my reactions, and my concentration's not very good these days. So this will be a major task for me to try and micromanage my spearmen against this mass of enemy troops here. Okay, as I say, Fesen's Carthaginians are doing really well with their 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. But there you are, you can see Mantu's SPQR army moving down towards us there, and I can see a cavalry hit going in on the Carthaginian spearmen there, like a bang, and then the second lot goes in and bang. They're looking to take out all those Carthage units up there. Look, can you see those Carthage units there? Those 4 or 5 Carthage units there that are being smashed and crashed by cavalry and infantry. They're trying to take them out, but as I say, don't forget, Fesen's infantry have got 2 veteran stripes on, gold shield, gold attack, so they're going to hold. Right, you can see my Spartans here. I'm trying to micromanage there. I've got Spartans facing the threats coming in on me there. If you notice, I've turned units to attack Julii units, and I've put units to defend against the SPQR units there. But these units here I need to attack with. I'm going to attack into the SPQR army that's coming down onto us there. So micromanagement, really, really important here. Look at all this enemy cavalry here with the down slope advantage. Please remember that, look, on this undulating ground map, they've taken the higher ground there, so they're going to get the down slope charge bonus onto us on top of their normal charge bonus. Okay, so make no mistake about that. Things looking pretty bad for us there. You can see the enemy Julii infantry pushing in on us, the enemy SBQR infantry pushing in on us now, and there you can see the cavalry. You know, get ready, you're going to see a massive cavalry hit here that's probably going to rout all my Spartans. Right, here they come, all that charge bonus, all that cavalry, all that elite cavalry, and bang, as they smash in. Look at the impact and penetration of that cavalry with the downslope advantage that it had. Just look at that. And yet my veteran Spartans with their veteran stripe on are still holding. Okay, they got smashed and crashed by all that cavalry with a downslope advantage. You can see some of my Spartan units have routed, but others are holding here against that massive cavalry attack there. So as I say, the veteran stripe on Spartans really does make a difference. And as I say, this is a very old Spartan army here. And as I say, I've compromised on gold shield, gold attack, but that's to give several of my units a veteran stripe on them. And you can see how well they're holding there. And as I say here, those Carthage units that they hit earlier, there's one left, but the rest have been routed there. You can see the chariots there as well, they're being thrown in, and all that Parthian cavalry as well. But you can see we're still holding here, just about, even after that massive attack. I need to bring that group of Spartans over to help the rest of my Spartans there after that massive hit of cavalry there. Oh my gosh. Just look at that massive hit that came in on us there. And as I say, the veteran Spartan units are still holding. I think that just the gold shield, gold units that I had, Spartan units may have routed by now, but the veteran units, the ones with the experience stripe on, are still holding, look, even against that massive hit that they just took. But look at the cavalry ready to charge in on both sides. Right, you've got SBQR infantry fighting there, surrounding my Spartans there. You've got Julii infantry attacking as well. So you've got Julii and SBQR infantry, and all this cavalry on two sides, look, are going to smash in, and that's going to be the final charge. I think that's going to be the final charge. When all that cavalry charges in from both flanks there, I think the impact and penetration of that cavalry are going to finish my poor old Spartans off. You can see here's another unit of Fesen's Carthage units. A couple of units there have been routed by the enemy troops. That unit's fighting to the death, I believe, there. But you can see them all charging. And don't forget, those chariots are still loitering there, loitering with intent, sapping the morale from my Spartans and Fesen Carthaginians. But just watch out for the cavalry hit from both flanks. Right, get ready for this. Okay, you can see that Julii cavalry ready to go in. Right, see the Parthian cavalry coming in from the other flank. Here comes the Parthian cavalry. Get ready with their 9 charge bonus. And bang! And here comes the Julii cavalry going to charge it as well. And bang! As they smash in there. Just look at that. And my Spartans, my veteran Spartans, still managing to hold. Another cavalry unit goes in there, look, and bang! And still the Spartans, still that veteran stripe on those units there are still holding. The Spartans still holding there. And there's the chariots being thrown in as well. Oh my gosh. The chariots are actually attacking as well as all that cavalry and all that infantry. And yet the veteran Spartan units are still holding there, look. Oh my gosh. That was a massive impact there straight into the Spartans. And now you can see the enemy pulling back now to probably lock and load to charge back in. Right, you can see this is a good move here by Sultan. Kept his general out of the fight, but kept his general close enough to be giving morale bonus to the rest of not just his infantry, but to his allies' troops as well. So that's a nice move there by Sultan. But you can see that the veteran Spartan units there have managed to hold it, and you can see that Fesen has still got 2 of his Carthaginian Sacred Band units left as well. Okay, so we've done well to hold so far there. But I think now, I don't like doing this. When as a lot of you will know, when I bring my Spartan army, I hate to go defensive. I know that when I bring my Spartans, I put my team in a cavalry disadvantage, and the way I make up for that is to attack. But with all that cavalry that they've still got there, the last thing we need to do is attack, because they just pick our units off with the cavalry that they've got. So inevitably here we're going to have to form up into a defensive box. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to form up into a defensive box. Both my general, what I'm going to do is make sure my general's right in the middle of my Spartans there. So he's going to be given general morale bonus no matter what happens. And I think it was suggested to Fesen that he brings his Carthaginian general into the middle of my Spartan formation there to protect his general as well. So we'll have my general and Fesen's general both alive and well in the middle of my Spartan battle formation there, giving general morale bonus to keep us fighting. Because make no mistake here, the enemy have still got infantry and cavalry here that they're ready to throw in. And remember, don't forget that Parthian cavalry has got a massive 9 charge bonus there as well. And if I remember correctly, the infantry that they've got left have still got pilers to be able to throw into us as well. So watch out for that. They'll bring those infantry round and throw pilers in at different places there where they can cause the most casualties. But as I say, we're forming up into a defensive battle formation now. As I say, a lot of you will know when I bring Spartans, I hate to go defensive, because I really feel I want to make the most of their attacking specifications. But in this case, in certain cases, tactically and strategically, you need to go defensive, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. Try and form up a defensive formation here. And as I say, I think it was suggested to Fesen that he puts his Carthage general right in the middle of my Spartans there, just to protect his general there, so that both our generals can give morale bonus to our fighting troops. Okay, so we're coming into the final stage of the battle now, and I think the massive charge that the enemy are going to put in could well finish us off, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see that the enemy troops now have still got pilers left and are throwing them into us. Make no mistake, they're actually positioning their infantry where they can throw pilers into the flanks of our troops there, so they can cause the most damage that they can with their pilers. Okay, so it's a good tactical move there by the enemy team, moving their infantry round our battle formation there, just picking vulnerable, weak points of our you know, as I say, the flank of our troops there, so that when they throw their pilers in, they get the most kills there. But as I say, don't forget, this Parthian cavalry has got a massive 9 charge bonus. They're ready to charge in, and they've still got several infantry units left. They got the Red Julii cavalry there, very battle damaged there, but still on the slope. There you are. Can you see them throwing the pilers in? They're picking weak points. Can you see they're throwing into the flanks of my Spartan unit there, I notice. There to cause casualties there into the flank there. Can you see the flank of that Spartan unit there suffering casualties from their pilers? Okay, so a good tactical move here by the enemy team in moving that infantry around our battle formation, picking weak points to throw their pilers in to get the most kills. Okay, so that's what they're doing there. So as I say, good tactical move. And as I say, you can see the cavalry there moving up onto the higher parts of the undulating ground. So they're going to get the downslope advantage. And actually, where we are, where we're positioned, even their infantry is going to get the downslope advantage as well. So everywhere you look there, the enemy team has got the advantage. And don't forget, the moment you go defensive, you hand the initiative to the enemy troops. All you can do is respond to their movement. So that's another reason I don't like going defensive, because, as I say, you know, we just have to react to them, and they've got the complete initiative here on what they want to do. And as I say, they've positioned themselves well with the downslope advantage for both their infantry and their cavalry. So when the final assault hits, you'll see what difference that makes. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you'll see the enemy SBQR infantry is starting to attack there. Can you see them actually attacking? I'm expecting the Julii infantry to attack as well, and then I'm just waiting for the cavalry to smash in as well there. Okay, remember that Parthian cavalry has got a massive 9 charge bonus, and it's got a downslope bonus as well, which it's going to get. Okay, so there you are, you can see the enemy infantry are engaging us. Now watch out for the enemy cavalry. There comes the Julii cavalry, and bang! Right, here comes the Parthian cavalry, and bang! As they smash into us there. Oh my gosh, just look at that massive impact. Here comes the cavalry. SPQR general just banged into us as well. Oh my gosh, just look at that massive hit with that cavalry and infantry pressing. You can see a couple of my Spartan units have now been routed there from the impact. There's a close-up of the fighting. Now if you notice there, the camel cataphracts there are using their effective against armor maces there. We've just killed the enemy SPQR general, so that's good news for us. But you can see there that a lot of enemy units has now been routed there. And what I'll just give you a heads up on this. I'm now turned defense into attack. I'm now using my Spartans to attack that Julii general. Okay, I'm going to try and fight my way through that Julii infantry and SPQR infantry there to get to that Julii general. That's what I'm going to do. There's that cavalry going in again. Look, and bang! It smashes in there, threw Spartans up into the air there as it hit. And there you are, I can see the effective against armor maces that the Parthian general is using on my Spartans there. But you can see my Spartans are taking down a lot of those camel cataphracts there. But they're holding quite well. Look how well they're actually holding there against anti-cavalry Spartans. I think that unit's doing really well. Finally routed. Right, so that's my Greek cities general has just been killed there. That's my fault, exposing him to danger. But here you can see both Fesen's two Carthaginian units and my Spartans are going for the Julii general. Remember, the Julii general's got 8 upgrades on. Right, see that Parthian cavalry unit going in there, and bang! It smashes into my Spartans there. But it's now been routed there. Remember that Julii general, if you remember, it's got 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So he's going to take a lot of killing there, even for my Spartans and the Carthaginian sacred band units there. Look how well that 8 upgraded general is holding. Finally, we've managed to rout him, and it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. I think there were 4 phases in this battle, if I remember correctly. The first phase was over here on the red line of death, where poor old Scorpion King's whole entire army was taken out. Right there, as you can see there. So all of Scorpion King's Scipii army was taken out. That was phase 1 of the battle, I think. And then if we move across over here, taking out the Pontus army there. That was phase 2 of the battle there. Okay, so that was all the Pontus pikemen and that eastern infantry was taken out there. That was phase 2. Phase 3 of the battle was Luke losing his entire army here on this slope, where we saw he got smashed and crashed by overwhelming enemy cavalry and chariots. I notice there's a line here. See how well his cavalry held against the enemy cavalry there, line of dead there. So as I say, no infantry involved, no enemy infantry involved there. And phase 4 of the battle was here, where Fesen and myself kind of made a last stand there against all those enemy cavalry and infantry that smashed into us there. So as I say, this was phase 4, the last stand area, if you like, of where we managed to hold long enough to go on to win the battle there. But you can see how intense the fighting was there just by the amount of dead. Here Fesen's got 1 unit with 3 men in, and his general unit has got 9 men in. So he's got 12 men out of his entire army left there. You can see all my units are quite battle depleted as well there. But between us, we managed to hold, as I say, long enough to go on to win the battle there. So well done to Fesen, did well. And I was thinking, my guess is it's going to be a close one. I don't know what. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I would like to say is well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well there. Really well played to everyone. And as you can see, it was a close victory there, what we thought it would be. There you go. And the highest kills in the game. There's lots of good kills in this battle. let me just assure you, lots of really good kills in this battle. But the highest kills go to Brotherhood member Fesen. 1,721 kills for his Carthaginian army. So really well done to Fesen. Did really well there, and he held well at the end there as well. So well done. So well done to Mantu. Look at the kills that Mantu got. Great kills for Mantu. What's that? Is that the second highest kills? Well done to Romex. He got less than 1,000 kills. But I thought, bearing in mind he lost all his pikemen, he got loads of good kills there, really, didn't he? Well done to GoTW. Beatch there got over 1,000 kills with his Parthian army there. Well done to him. And well done to Sultan. Got some good kills as well. So really well done, guys. Great battle there. And my Spartan kills, yep, not too bad. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with those kills. If you notice, I think I've got, if I remember correctly, the second smallest army in the battle there. You'll see that I think it's the Parthian generals got less troops than me. But apart from that, I've got the smallest army in the battle there. So to get that many kills, I'm really pleased with that. Those veteran Spartans held well. Well done to Luke. Now, bearing in mind, he lost his entire army, didn't he? Look at the kills that he got. Really good kills there for Luke there. Bearing in mind, he lost his entire army. Well done to Fesen, say highest kills in the game. Poor old Scorpion King there. He'll be disappointed with those kills, but he was smashed and crashed on the line of death, wasn't he? On the red line of death there over on that right flank. And what about faction advantage here? Who do you think they got? Rome, Pontus, Parthia and Rome. Well, quite a strong combination, I think. We got Greek cities, Rome, Carthage and Rome. So do you think that either team had a faction advantage? Please leave your thoughts in the comments if you think they did there. And what I would say to you is please leave your thoughts in the comments about the battle, because it's really nice reading what you think about our battles. And remember, we play every Friday, Saturday and Sunday night. That's the 3 most popular nights on Rome Total War. Why not come and join us? If you're in a good battle, you may well see yourself leading your army on this YouTube channel. This is Spartan Commander saying bye for now and see you soon.